I remember always having this desire to be successful in this dunya so I could make my parents proud, so I could live a nice, comfortable life. And I remember chasing this dunya. I remember chasing it so much, but it kept running away from me. Like I would wake up and I would dedicate my day to my personal growth and all of this stuff. By doing so, I was neglecting my deen, and I ended up feeling more and more empty inside. And then there was this one day where the pain had grown so much inside of me, right? I was always empty, I wasn't fulfilled. And that's when I realized that I can't chase this dunya because it's gonna keep running away from me. What I need to chase is Allah. I need to chase my connection with my Creator. And by doing so, I will be able to do the actions I need to do, and I can attract this dunya. I can attract that success by focusing and prioritizing Allah. That's the number one thing every Muslim needs for success. We need to put Allah first, because the thing is, Allah will give you what you deserve. And when you spend your day, when you dedicate every single day of your life to pleasing Allah, to getting closer to Allah, He will give you barakah, He will give you blessings in your day, which make it easier, which make it simpler for you to make progress in this dunya as well. And it's not only that, when you are pleasing Allah, He's obviously so much more likely to give you what you want when you make dua, when you ask for certain things. Of course, that makes so much sense, right? But the thing is, when you are on deen, it's also so much easier for you to do the actions because you have this disciplined routine. You're praying your 5 prayers, you're connected to Allah, you are in such a better state mentally. That's easier for you to do the right things. It's easier for you to do the right actions. All you have to do is ignore the distractions. And that's where it comes to like point number 2. You need to overcome procrastination. You need to increase your work output and like the amount of work you can do in a day, which is basically your productivity. And I remember the days where I was not productive. I would keep going on my phone. I would keep getting distracted from my work and make no progress towards my goals. And that's when I knew that I had to figure out how to overcome procrastination. And as soon as I did, it became so much easier for me to make progress towards my goals. And I understood, as long as I'm pleasing Allah, as long as I'm on my deen and I'm putting in the actions, I'm bound to succeed. And as soon as I figured out how to be productive, how to remove distractions and delete social media and all of these things, that's when it became so much easier for me to achieve my goals. Like honestly, just doing those 2 things alone, overcoming procrastination, being productive while you are prioritizing Allah, while you are getting those blessings and that barakah being added to your day every single day, you basically become like this machine. You become this weapon that's so hard for you to not achieve the goals you want in this dunya. Obviously it will happen through Allah's will, but it just becomes so much easier because getting success in this world is just cause and effect. You just need to bring out the cause. You need to do the actions and the effect will happen itself. So when you are doing the actions, when you are praying to Allah, when you're asking Allah to bring you success, and you're also dedicating yourself to pleasing Him every single day of your life, and you are doing the actions as well in this world, you're making that business progress, you're studying hard, whatever you're doing, when you do those 2 things, it basically becomes impossible for you to become successful. Now, really quickly, before I jump into my 3rd point, I want to tell you about my free community, which is the first link in the description. You get a free course on productivity. You also get closer access to me and a community full of Muslims who will inspire you to be a better version of yourself. That's the first link. Go join right now. For so long, I would come sit down on my desk and I would try to do some work, right? But my focus would keep going away. I just couldn't sit down and actually do the work, and it would take me so much time to do the smallest of tasks, and I could never understand why is that. How is it so hard for me to just sit down and do some focused work? Well, it was because I didn't know how to focus. I would put on these like 25-minute timers, I would put on these 30-minute timers, and then I would take quick breaks, right? Which would end up being as long as my actual work session because I was addicted to my phone, and I would just continue scrolling. As soon as I learned how to be focused, which was, well, I need to, again, spend less time on social media, but I also need to spend time on my work for longer time periods, for 60, 90, 120, 2 hours, 3 hours. I need to spend longer amounts of time doing my work and trying to make progress. That's when I actually learned how to be focused. Now, as soon as I tell people this, like, oh, you need to spend longer time working, so 60 minutes, 90 minutes, like long time periods, right? They tell me like, oh, I can't focus for that long. I can only focus for a little bit and then I lose focus, which is completely false. Think about it. When your ancestors were hunting an animal, how long were they focused on that one animal? You can imagine them, you can visualize them like stalking it and planning on how to kill it and all of that stuff, right? It probably took them hours and hours of like this focus on this one animal to kill it. But they didn't lose that, but they weren't like getting distracted by random things like some random stone or some random phone, obviously, right? And that's the same with us. Biologically, we have that in us to just sit down and do the work. So if you keep that example in mind, and you can sit down for at least 60 minutes, but you can ideally for 90, 120 minutes, even longer, you can sit down and without getting distracted, you can do one task for a large amount of time and actually make insane amounts of progress to actually get stuff done. And you will actually be so impressed and proud of yourself for getting it done. The first 10 to 15 minutes are always very painful. Your focus is going from one thing to the other. Even when I'm recording these videos, it's so hard to start. But as soon as I get into that flow state, like I am right now, it's so much easier. Time just flies by. I just get ideas. I'm just in this flow state and I'm completely focused. There is no other random thought about something else. I'm not just getting distracted by my phone in the middle of this. It's so much easier because, well, I waited the 10-15 minutes. I stayed consistent. I persisted through those like psychologically painful time of those like first 10 minutes. But now I'm in this flow state. Now I'm focused and I can actually make progress. I'm telling you, these are the 3 things I'm prioritizing, and I've prioritized these things for the last year. And because I've prioritized them, because I've focused on my deen, on productivity, on focus, I've actually made significant amount of progress towards my goals and to just becoming a better man who accomplishes the goals he sets out to. And I promise you, it will be the same for you. I hope this video was valuable. Go watch the video on your screen. Thank you. Bye.